Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Kim aka Lego Artisan. I hope you're having a good day as always, and in this video we'll be doing a short tutorial of my market street where we would be placing some smaller MOCs and a pathway for people to walk on in this 16 wide base plate. So as I mentioned in my previous video, I will be putting some details on my area where you have the sit complex and the sitcom suites, and by doing so I would need to put little MOCs, a flower stand, as well as a fruit stand. So my way of doing that is by placing a road or pathway here, 4 studs wide, and then having about 6 studs each for the stores or the shops on the side. And I will be using 2x2 round tiles along with some 1x1 tiles and plates. You may also use different tiles like these ones, sort of like the shield if you want a different texture, or different plates like these, as well as a studded one here to have some variation on the pieces that you'll be using. So let's get started with placing the 2x2 tiles randomly on the middle part of the road. So since my plan is to have 4 studs wide for the pathway, I'm randomly placing the 2x2 tiles just in that position where it will be sort of like stones or rocks that will serve as the pathway, and we'll continue to do that up to the end portion of the base plate as randomly as possible, but within the limits of the width of the pathway. So I'm just doing this now to show you. This one's hardest. And then, there you go. Oops. After that, we'll be placing the 1x1 tiles and plates, but we'll be picking the colors more of in the neutral color like reddish brown, light bluish gray, dark bluish gray, and a few more other earth tone colors like tan or dark tan. I'll get on this part right away and show you the final result for this one. So after a while, I was able to finish this part where you would see I used these tiles and plates and made a road using the pieces that I have here. This is a good way of using those extra pieces that we get from the Lego sets that end up as spares, and it doesn't take much for us to make these detailed road plates, or what, pathways rather. And this one is another one that I haven't finished yet, but as you can see, it gives your base plate a lot of details, and it could end up being that once you finish this one, you can also place some small plants like this or this one, and you can even have mini poses. Like for example, I have here a puppy, and then you know what this is, and you have Ron who's shocked to find his dog doing business as usual. Next thing for me to do is to use up these fruit stands and flower stands that I have and place them just on the edge of the base plate here and probably here. I will be removing them from their own plate and permanently placing them on the base plate, so it'll be easier for me to move them from here to the Lego Town. So I'll go ahead with that one and I'll show you the progress as I finish it. So I finished transferring the flower stand and the fruit stand on the base plate, and I also have this blue arcade pod from the Ninjago set, but I'm not sure what I want to do with it yet. If you have suggestions for a MOC that I could do for this one, please let me know in the comments down below. Also, I'd like to mention that these two MOCs, along with these two MOCs, are available as free MOCs on belverbricks.com, rubricable.com, and mocsmarket.com. So if you're interested in making these ones, the instructions and the parts lists are available for free on those sites that I mentioned. I'll continue on and finish up the rest of the base plate here, and then I'll transfer Ron and his puppy here, and then I will move them to the Lego Town and show you the final location and the final product that we have. Okay, let's go. I just finished these 3 pathways or walkways, and what I could suggest or give as tips for when you create your own is to first lay out the light bluish gray tiles on a path, and then you put on the 1x1 plates or tiles, whichever color you want, but make sure that you're not doing it systematically or don't make it too clean. Just randomly place them and don't think about it too much, because by the time you finish it, it'll end up organic and not as planned out or clean cut as some of the other layout that we would normally see in a Lego Town. Also, when you place these 1x1 tiles or plates, my idea is always to leave at the most those 2 studs of gap between each plate or tile, same as this one, only 2 studs, so that the whole path would still look straight even though there are gaps in those pathways. If you leave it with 3 or 4 studs without any colors of the roads, then it ends up looking like it's a twisted or zigzag pathway instead of this one looking straight. So those are some of the tips that I could give to you when you're creating this for your own Lego Town or Lego City. Now we'll be placing this in our Market Street area for the Lego Town. Here's the Market Street between the modular buildings on a 16 wide space, and I know that I won't be able to place any modular buildings here, so I've decided to do the Market Street and place the mini MOCs that I have, as well as any small sets that Lego might release in the future. It'll run past this all the way to the beach area, so we could place a lot of little MOCs and scenes all throughout this and maximize the space that we have. And here we have the start of our Market Street. The pathways look really nice, and the additional MOCs that we have here create a lot of details that we wouldn't have had if it were just a road with the cars. So I think it's better that we have here a Market Street. I'll move in a little bit closer so you can see. And as we go and improve our Lego Town, we'll add more markets in this area, so we can have a lot of different things like a hot dog stand, a fish market or meat market, whatever we could think of. If you have recommendations, please let me know in the comments down below. Also, if you enjoyed this video, click the like button and the subscribe button, as well as turn on the notification bell so you'd be notified when I release new videos such as these ones. Until next time, bye!